basketball team. One, they have loud fans. And two, that they are a team that has experience and they have height. And that is two of the greatest things that are going to be to their advantage tonight. Canton, a team that they're facing, is already a tall team, so that's going to help them out. Also, the experience they have is tremendous in team leaders like Jake Baker and Casey Kirkpatrick, members of the team who've been there for a while and have pulled them out in tough situations before.
Definitely, I have to agree with you there. Canton, or rather, Rob Wilson coming in at about 6'7", and Tony Koshak coming in at 6'10". Both very tall men. The only thing, though, is the best defense that Canton could put up against Salem's height is having both Koshak and Wilson in at the same time. However, that's not a road that Coach Van Wagner usually likes to go. So that might be one difference that you can be looking for in tonight's game, is seeing both Koshak and Wilson in at the same time tonight to combat the height of Salem.
All right, to run down some starting lineups.
On the Canton side, starting number 10 at forward, Brett Howell. Number 32, Carl Wookie at guard. Center, number 54, Tony Koshak.
Taking a look at the Salem team, we'll have Chris Steppen start, number 23, starting at guard, along with Mike Mulder, number 22. We'll have Cliff Lee, number 50, starting at center. Jake Baker, number 40, at forward. And James Head, number 21, also starting at forward.
And our referees for this evening's game are Dan Whaley, the referee, and Art Wagenka, who will be the umpire for this evening's match.
Brian, how much preparation do you think goes into the game like this? Something that happens every year, something where you already know a lot about the other team. How much time do you think they spend working on this?
I think essentially they try to treat it as much as any other game as possible. It's something that's always in the back of your mind, knowing that this is the big one, because not only is it for the win, but it's also for bragging rights for about a year. So I think that preparation in terms of practice is just like any other game, because you don't want to get yourself too psyched up.
Lee goes up against Koshak and is controlled by Mulder for Salem. Mulder going along the right perimeter, holds up at the wing and sends it back out to Chris Tevin at the top of the key. Tevin goes right wing to Jake Baker. Baker to drive inside, gets to the paint, loops it up and through the hoop for the first 2 points for Salem by Jake Baker.
Big man Jake Baker there just winding it down in just like in practice and converts it for 2 points. Puts Salem out ahead early, 7:40 left in the first quarter.
Derek McDonald now controls it for Canton, goes to the right wing along the perimeter, sends it back out to the top of the key to Holmes. Holmes drives on the pick, sends it back out to Carl Wookie. Wookie to control. Back to the top of the key, McDonald. McDonald goes left now to Holmes, and Holmes will hold up. Drives to the baseline, puts up the jumper, and it too is good. So it's tied now, 2-2, 7:15 left to play in this first quarter.
Kevin Holmes looks like he originally wanted to pass that ball off, but had to settle to take the shot himself, and fortunately for Holmes, it goes in.
Tevin to lead. The jumper from the line is up and no good. Rebound taken down by Derek McDonald for Canton. McDonald crossing the timeline now and going to the right. He'll hold up at the perimeter. Working inside the right wing, puts the shot up, and there it is.
Derek McDonald ices that shot, had the hands up in confidence afterwards. He knew that one was going in the second he let it go.
Mulder now controls it for Sam with the top of the key at the line, head and left wing now. Baker, jumper, and it's dead on. What confidence we're seeing tonight.
If this is any indication of the game ahead, I'm sure we're in for a real tough match for both teams.
McDonald on the screen goes right, back to Holmes. Holmes drives inside the paint, puts it up. He'll draw the foul, discount shot.
It looks like Mike Mulder was in on that one. Looks like he got a hold of Kevin Holmes on the shot. And that was 6:25 left to go in this first quarter. We're just underway. We're going to have Derek McDonald inbounding it for the Chiefs.
Team breaks and ball goes into Koshak. Koshak goes to McDonald on the baseline. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes down, taken down by Head for Salem. Head to Mulder. Mulder crosses the timeline and sends it to the line to Lee. He drives, sends it back out. Mulder at the top of the key. Goes for the three-point jumper. It's an air ball, and the ball goes out of bounds. Will be controlled by Canton.
Well, Mike Mulder definitely capable of much more than that, and I think we can expect to see that Mike Mulder hitting the 3 points this evening. Definitely the three-point bomber from way back in JV.
Early in this Cross Creek rival game, 4-4. All tied up, Canton-Salem. McDonald with the jumper. Brims it, rebound, Lee. Lee to Tevin. Tevin up ahead, Baker. Holding up, left wing jumper. Off the mark, rebound, McDonald. McDonald, right wing, home, drives, brings it in along the right of the baseline. Shot up, no good, draws foul.
Kevin Holmes there doing exactly what he had to do. He took it into the thick of Salem territory, trying to draw the foul, but it looks like it's going to go against, I'm not sure. It looks like they're going to call the charging on him. It looks like Jake Baker is ready to inbound it. Indeed, Kevin Holmes with the charge is going to turn it back over to Salem.
That's Canton's first team foul. Salem has one team foul going against Mike Mulder earlier. Tebben controls for Salem, now goes to the right wing. Baker back to Tebben underneath, shot up, rebound. Head puts it back up. Rebound, Tebben out to Lee. Lee puts it up and through the hoop and draws the foul. Chance for the three-point play.
Lee looked like he had divine visions of a slam dunk in his head. Tried to go for the drop step slam, but unfortunately Canton players got in his way for Cliff. But he draws the foul anyway, now has the possibility to make it a three-point play.
Foul going against Tony Koshak.
As I was saying, about to make the score 7-4, and indeed that's what it is. Rocks ahead now 7-4 with 5:17 in the first quarter.
Carl Wilkie bringing the ball down against Chris Tebben for Canton, goes right to Before inside. Plays soft, we'll wait to see what exactly happened there, a foul. And Canton will inbound just under the right of the basket. Wilkie to do the inbounds. Foul goes against Cliff Lee. That's going to be his first of the evening. Canton inbounding. Wilkie sends it in. Well, not yet. Now he sends it in underneath. Shot up by Holmes. Rebound taken down by Baker for Salem. Baker sends it ahead to Mulder. Bring it down on the right sideline. Holds up at the perimeter. Puts up the jumper. 3 points, and it's off the mark, and the rebound comes down, controlled by Canton. Koshat to Wilkie, and Wilkie to Holmes. Holmes on the right of the perimeter. Back out to Wilkie, just on the right edge of the paint. Koshat back to Holmes. Holmes sends it back into the right wing, puts up the jumper, and the rebound comes down, controlled by Salem. Head to Tebben. Tebben to Baker, and Baker holding up at the top of the key. Goes for the jumper. Rims it off the front, rebound controlled by Canton. Wilkie comes down with the call with traveling on the floor. It's a tough thing to do when you're down like that, to get rid of that ball without having traveling called against you.
I have to agree with you there, but I think that Carl Wilkie was planning on the ground there. Didn't seem to even rock it around a bit. As soon as he got hold of the ball, he tried to get it away and pass it off, but he does get called with the traveling.
A quick 2 points by Salem off the inbound. Baker inbounds to Baker inbounds to Lee. And he was all set up for that shot. Now, Canton controls. McDonald, right wing, Koshat back to McDonald near the baseline. He'll bring it back out to the top of the key to Wilkie. Wilkie drives, brings it back out. Working against Tebben now. Goes to the right, drive inside. Shot up by Howell, brought down, no good. Mulder looks ahead to Baker, right underneath the basket. Laid it up pretty as can be from the left.
If Baker had been a little straighter on there, he'd have been able to slam that one home. Definitely Jake Baker going up. He's still probably a good 6 inches above the rim when he laid that one in. Big man Jake Baker sort of denoting the size advantage here that Salem has, and definitely can see that coming and permeating this game this evening. One special note, John Hoffmeyer, number 31 for the Rocks, usually a fairly common starter, is out right now with a sprained ankle. I think we can expect him to play, though. When last talked to him before the game, said he was planning on game. Wouldn't miss this one if he had a severed head, is what he told us. That gives you a feeling of the intensity of the people's desire here to play in the game.
Indeed, now as Canton falls behind by a quick 7, 11-4 with 3:50 left to play in the first quarter. They called their first timeout. What do you think is going to be what Coach Van Wagner's saying to his team?
I think what they're going to want to have to do now is start passing around just a bit more, holding onto the ball a little bit longer. Right now they're passing okay, but they're forcing the shots, and I think that's just because of the game that we're playing tonight. It's the Canton-Salem game. Everybody wants a piece of the action. Everybody wants to be able to say, yeah, I scored, went up against Cliff Lee, Jake Baker, any of the players on the Salem team. They want a piece of the glory, and I think they have to start thinking more team-oriented at this point.
And Wilkie inbounds to McDonald. McDonald bringing it down along the right, crosses the timeline, holds up on the wing, sends it back to Howell. Howell sends it inside the Koshat on the edge of the paint, back out McDonald. McDonald holds up Wilkie. Jumper from the top of the key, and he gets knocked a little on that one. No foul called, but his ball was sent off the mark. And Mulder now controls for Salem at the other end of the court. Gets it to Tebben. Tebben sends it across underneath to Lee. Lee to put that shot up. And it's absolutely hammered by Derek McDonald. That was blatant. McDonald on the right wing sends it back out to Wookie. And Wookie now working against Tebben. He'll hold up and send it back to Papour. Papour at the top of the key. Out to Wookie. Wookie drives inside, holds up on the edge of the paint, puts the jumper up, rebound. Cliff Lee leads at Tebben, and Tebben sends it way down underneath to John Hoffmeyer, who was waiting. He got kind of tangled up there with Derek McDonald. Lost control of it out of bounds, but it was nice eyes up court.
So now Canton with a chance to put a couple points on the board. Yeah, Carl Wookie with a possibility for the three-pointer there got bumped, and in response, Derek McDonald absolutely slapped Cliff Lee around as he went up for a dunk. No foul called on either play, so the score remains 4-11 now with 2:44 left to go in the first.
Out to the top of the key to Stafford. Stafford almost losing control, sends it through to Koshat at the top of the key, back to Papour, and Papour holding up in midcourt. Now drives along the left baseline, winding it in underneath, no good.
And we've got a foul called, not sure who it's going against. Looks like it's going against Salem. Indeed, Mike Mulder picking up his second foul of the evening. Not sure of the official call what exactly he did, but it does go against Mulder.
And now the inbound comes from Cliff Lee, Tebben to Mulder, and Mulder holding up now on the left. He'll send it down near the baseline to Baker, and Baker back out to Mulder, and Mulder dribbling to the top of the key, sending it to the right wing and back to Baker. Baker at the line underneath Lee, puts it up, no good. Hoffmeyer rebounds to put it back up, no good, drawing the foul though.
Hoffmeyer looks pretty strong on that ankle so far. No real noticeable limp. At one point, they thought it might have been a broken ankle, but he seems to have nursed it back to health. Looks fairly comfortable on the court right now. 2:15 left in the first quarter. 13 foul now going against Canton.
That one goes against Derek McDonald, starting guard.
Well, correction, that would be the third foul for Canton then. That's Salem.
Third foul for each team.
Well, I was right, but I just didn't know.
Yes.
And now Kevin Holmes checking back in the game, replacing number 10, Brett Howell, taking his place alongside the key. Hoffmeyer missed the first, but sinks the second. Tony Koshat, the big man with the ball, sends it out to John Papour, who fires it for three. Counted. That'll cut the lead to 5 now for the Chiefs. 7-12. The Chiefs trail the Rocks.
Tebben with control for Salem, sends it right to Baker. Baker will hold up. Sends it down low to Tebben, and Tebben sends it back out to Stemmer. Stemmer holding up to Baker. Baker drives, holds up, dish back out. And play stops on that intended dish from Jake Baker to Eric Stemmer.
And if you're wondering what that thunderous noise is in the background, that's the bongo crew.
Led by bongo master and high school principal, Mr. Ostein.
Yes, Gerald Ostein leading with a few Salem high school students, Salem, here to bang on some bongos, try and pep up spirit for the Rocks.
Baker on the inbound. Foul goes against Canton. That'll send John Hoffmeyer to the line.
Foul on number 44, Kevin Holmes.
Kevin Holmes picking up his third foul now.
15 foul.
And that'll put Salem in the bonus for the rest of the night. Rest of the half.
That's okay, Sarah. Everybody's allowed to make mistakes. For those of you who may be wondering, early on, the final score of the JV game, Canton versus Salem, was 66-51 in favor of the Chiefs. So a bit of an upset there. Might be looking for more of the same this evening. This ball game could go either way.
McDonald bringing it down for Canton now, holding up on the right wing, sends it back out to Stafford, and Stafford looking down, thinking better of it, sends it to Papour, and Papour sends it to the left wing to Holmes. Holmes back out to Papour, Papour faking the shot. Out to Stafford, back to Papour for the three-pointer, and the rebound comes down to Baker. Baker through to Tebben, and Tebben looking down low on his right. Finds Stemmer just to the left of the basket. Sent inside to Casey Kirkpatrick, who sends it through for two.
Casey Kirkpatrick puts it up there, goes up strong against the glass and puts it in for two now, bringing it to a quick addition. 8-point lead now for the Rocks is just under a minute to go.
Yeah, fighting to save control of that ball. First they lost their handle on it inside the paint, send it back out there. McDonald gets absolutely stuffed on that one. Canton now will inbound, taking a little breather from what looked like just a wild basketball on that last play. Inbound goes to McDonald. McDonald back out to Papour. Papour waiting. Right to Stafford. Stafford takes it to the top of the key. Left to Papour. Papour drives, holds up in the paint. Shot up, no good, but the foul was called.
Well, this is the kind of thing that Canton's going to have to capitalize on all the time this evening. Right now, they're trailing by 8, and these free throws they can't afford to miss. These are the things that could make or break the team. If you miss these kind of free throws, this is what you're going to come back and, after the game, in a week or so, or even just right after the game, you're going to be looking back and saying that's the kind of thing that they're going to need to improve on if they can't start making these free throws. Under a minute now, 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Salem currently in the bonus situation. And Papour misses both free throws.
Salem bringing it down now. Kevin with the throw, crosses the timeline. He'll hold up at the top of the key. Driving to the right now, sends it underneath to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick is there ready and waiting. Gets the big foul. Seemed like he came from two players, from both Wookie and from Stafford. We'll see who it goes against. I believe it'll go against Wookie. It does go against Wookie.
Now Casey Kirkpatrick at the line to shoot two. Number 41. He puts his first one up, count it. That'll bring things to 16-7 the score.
And he lets the second one fly, and it too falls for him. Stafford inbounds now to Wookie, and Wookie bringing it down. He'll face some pressure at the timeline. Drives to the right, holds up on the right wing. Goes back to the top of the key up Papour. Papour left to Holmes. Holmes back out to Wookie. Wookie to Wilson. Carl Wookie with a shot from the left baseline.
Miraculous shot there by Carl Wookie behind the backboard and at the baseline. Curls it in for two.
As we count down the clock, and there's the end. And so, our first quarter score, 17 Salem, 9 Canton.
I'm Brian Martin.
And I'm Sarah Kavanek.
And this is the broadcasting service of the Plymouth Canton Community Schools.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Shelby Slater of the Michigan State Police Traffic Services Division. We need your help to make travel safer on Michigan highways. Be a responsible driver by watching your speed, wearing your safety belt, and always driving sober. Enjoy Michigan safely. You can make the difference.
And welcome back to Phase 3 Gymnasium for basketball action. This is the big one, the Cross Creek rivalry, pitting the Plymouth Canton Chiefs against the Plymouth Salem Rocks. Your first quarter score, 17-9, as we're getting ready here for the second quarter. I'm Brian Martin.
And I'm Sarah Kavanek.
And we're just about getting ready to get underway now. Mike Stafford, number 50, getting ready to inbound the ball. He'll inbound it to Carl Wookie, who will send it left immediately to John Papour, waiting in the left wing. Papour holds up, back out top to Wookie. Wookie now at the top of the key, facing pressure from Tebben, sends it left to Papour. Papour inside to Holmes. Holmes tries to post up with a shot, loses control of it. It's going to come down the way of Salem. Chris Tebben fires it down deep to Eric Stemmer. Eric Stemmer crosses on the left to Jake Baker. Jake Baker trying to dribble around the back and steps out of bounds. As he drills Brett Howell. But apparently Baker stepped out of bounds with that one.
No, I believe that Baker will make his way to the foul line. He was working against Holmes, and Holmes was not set. And actually, he started tripping before Baker even got there, and that's why it looked like he drilled him so hard, was because Holmes was already tripping when he ran into him.
Well, thank you for clarifying that.
No problem.
7:35 now left in this second quarter, rather, as we just get things underway. Baker makes the first and takes the second one also, so that'll bring things to 19-9. Chiefs trailing by 10. Carl Wookie on the right crosses the timeline, sends it left to Papor. Papor from the left drives inside, thinks better, sends it out top to Wookie. Wookie on the left, back inside to Papor. Papor winds his way along the baseline, sends it right to Stafford. Stafford back out top to Wookie. Wookie inside to Koshat in the paint, but has it knocked away by Casey Kirkpatrick. Steals it, steal back by Kirkpatrick, will send it right to Tevin. Tevin down the right wing now. Crosses midcourt, holds up. Inside to James Head, winds his way alongside the back of the backboard. Goes up for the shot, but has himself stuffed.
On that last play, talk about jumping ability by Casey Kirkpatrick.
Definitely.
He was hopping like Peter Cottontail on that one.
Jake Baker from the right perimeter fires the shot in and out, no good. Carl Wookie with the rebound for the Chiefs. Drives along the right wing. He'll hold up, sends it out top to Stafford. Stafford at the top of the key. Pump fakes a shot, sends it inside to Koshat. Koshat will send it left to Papor. Papor for the jump shot, no good. Blocked by Casey Kirkpatrick once again. Winding down on the right. Goes up for the shot, draws the foul, and winds up in a heap of arms and legs on the gymnasium floor. Waiting to see who that foul's going to go against. Whoever did commit it was not very subtle about it at all. Jake Baker to inbound for the Rocks under the basket. Will send it left to Head. Head fires the J. Pounded 2 points, 21-9 to score.
Head was just wide open on that left baseline. Wookie was supposed to be there, got there late, and Head just had 2 or 3 seconds to take that shot and line it up.
Definitely had all the time in the world, and consequently gets the 2 points. With the ball now for the Chiefs, Carl Wookie on the right perimeter. Drives inside, puts it off the glass, no good. Rebound Jake Baker for the Rocks. He'll dish that one to Tevin. Tevin winds his way down, gives it to Casey Kirkpatrick, who tries to go up for the shot, but gets clubbed by Tony Koshat, sending him to the floor. There's going to be a foul and a timeout called now. Looks like the Chiefs are going to be calling timeout on that one.
It's an interesting thing you're seeing between the Chiefs and the Rocks, because the Chiefs really are mixing it up pretty well inside the paint with the Rocks right now. Their screens are working. Their shot selection, however, is not working. And when Salem gets that ball, you better believe they're going to take that break. And they have been very successful so far tonight in seeing up court and noticing players like Kirkpatrick and like Baker, who have been typically open way down underneath.
Definitely, that's just the best place to have your big men down there, where they can just put it up for an easy 2 points. And that's what they've been doing so far this evening. However, Canton's been forced to take the harder shots, and like you said, Sarah, has a poor shot selection. They haven't been taking the shots that they should be. Not a whole... What I'm trying to say here, I guess, consequently, is that Salem hasn't been giving them really any opportunity. They've been playing a hard defense and hasn't been giving Canton much in the way of easy shots like we've just seen James Head make here for Salem. Canton hasn't had the easy shot, have been forced to take the hard shots, and that's why they've only scored 9 points so far.
And that's why they're taking their second timeout.
Definitely. What do you think Van Wagner is saying right now?
I think Van Wagner's saying is concentrate on just getting it inside and underneath. I mean, they know that they're going to have players like Kirkpatrick who are going to jump up and who are going to take it away from them at times. Use the bounce passes. There have been a lot of chest passing so far tonight, and when you're inside the paint, I don't see why they don't go for more bouncing.
Definitely, that's the best situation you can get yourself into, is with the bounce pass. And also, if you're going to be playing up against big men like Baker and Kirkpatrick, the best thing you can do is just try and put the shot up and try and draw the foul. That's quite possibly what the Chiefs have been trying to do here, however successful or unsuccessful. Kirkpatrick misses his first free throw. Both teams now in the bonus situation. 6 minutes and 1 second to go in the first half. Second one falls for him, and an inbound for the Chiefs is Stafford. Stafford will send it into Derek McDonald, winding his way down on the right. Looking for the open man. He'll bring it back out top of the key. Trying to get it to Brett Howell at the top of the key. Inside the paint, he'll send it back out top of the key once again to Mike Stafford, firing the three, no good. Rebound Baker. Baker sends it right to Mulder. Mulder brings it across midcourt, stops at the top of the key, holds up, sends it right to Baker. Baker inside to Lee. Lee puts up the shot. No good, but Derek McDonald committed the foul, giving a little shove in the small of his back before Lee could get the shot off, and that'll send Lee to the line.
And those last two possessions are a classic example of something that coaches like to say a lot. They like to say, there's no way that you can dribble as fast as you can pass. Salem obviously taking advantage, and Canton not doing so well on that, passing inside, waiting around, taking a few dribbles, then sending it back out.
Definitely, I think Canton has to capitalize on a bit of speed here and try to get those passes inside the paint as quickly as possible. Derek McDonald with the ball, sends it left to Wookie. Wookie drives his way inside. Casey Kirkpatrick, obviously angry at that Spalding, slaps it off the back of the gymnasium wall.
It's a personal vendetta against that ball.
That ball tripped him back in third grade, and Casey broke his leg. Something like that, but nonetheless, the foul goes up against Carl Wookie, and he'll go to the line now. 5:27 left to go in this first half. 9-22 the score in favor of the Rocks. Shot no good.
Saw a lane violation on that one.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mike Mulder crossing midcourt for the Rocks on the right wing. Sends it inside to Casey Kirkpatrick, drives, puts it up off the glass. Casey Kirkpatrick taking large amounts of abuse this evening. Every time he's gone up for a layup and the like, he's gotten swatted and battered around, so that'll send him once again to the free throw line for, I believe, his third trip so far this game.
And even though that one did not go through the hoop, you can see the amazing body control. He just looks graceful as he flies through the air, even while he's getting pummeled.
Definitely. Big old Casey Kirkpatrick, when he goes up, has his body, like you say, the body control, the ability to keep himself in the air and still square for the shot. He'll make the first. Second one, no good off the front of the rim. Rebound Stafford for the Chiefs. He'll send it on the right to Derek McDonald, who'll hold up on the right wing. At the perimeter, sends it back out top of the key to Stafford. Stafford looking for the open man, sends it inside to Derek McDonald on the left, fires the shot, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound Baker for the Rocks, passes inside to Mulder. Loose ball picked up by Kirkpatrick, sent to Stemmer. Stemmer at the top of the key. We'll send it left to Baker. Baker waiting for the man with the good cut. Pump fakes, goes inside, dishes off to Lee. Lee off the window, and in for two.
Once again, utilization of Salem's strength, which is basically their height. Lee at 6'5" is nothing to laugh at.
4:31 left in this first half. 25-9 the score. The Chiefs trailing by a wide margin now. Salem also with possession. Mike Mulder to inbound. Waiting for a player change. Tony Koshat leaving the game. Taking his place will be Rob Wilson, number 52. Eric Stemmer with the inbound, crosses midcourt, holds up the top of the key, sends it right to Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer winding his way along the perimeter, inside to Baker. Baker squaring up for the shot. Sends it back out top of the key to Mulder. Right to Lee. Lee back top to Stemmer. Stemmer for three. No good. Rebound Wilson. Slaps at it, but can't hold on to it. Ball will go out of bounds.
Nice job there by Canton of keeping that lane safe with so many Salem players who are very good at just dashing in and out of the lane at any given time. It was a good job on their zone.
Inbound by Baker to Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer at the top of the key, sends it left to Stemmer. Stemmer holding up, sends it right to Mulder. Back to Stemmer. Stemmer from the top of the key. Fires no good. Rebound Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer battling with it. Gets blocked by Wilson. Stemmer with the rebound. Puts it up again. No good. Rebound Papore for the Chiefs. He'll wind in down on the left. Takes it to the basket. Dishes at the last second to Stafford. Stafford fires a shot. Literally just throwing it up there. And luckily for Stafford, he gets it. That's the first 2 points the Chiefs has scored since the first quarter. Stemmer with the ball will send it left to Baker. Baker on the perimeter. Pump fakes, winds in, holds up. Sends it inside to Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer losing control of it, regains control, sends it back out to Baker. Baker for three. No good. Rebound Wilson for the Chiefs. Rob Wilson bringing it down strong. We'll give it to Carl Wookie. Carl Wookie crossing midcourt up against Jake Baker. He'll go right. Holds up for the three-pointer. Shot no good. Rebound comes down Stemmer. Eric Stemmer, number 12 for the Rocks. Crosses midcourt. Sends it left to Cliff Lee. Bounces off his shoulder. Regains control, however. Sends it to Stemmer inside to Baker from the free throw line. No good. Rebound's going to come down Stafford as it's tipped into his hands by the Rocks. Stafford on the right wing now. Drives inside. Has the foul committed by Eric Stemmer, and he'll go to the line.
Canton on the last series able to do something they haven't been seeming to do through the entire night, and that's bring down some rebounds.
Definitely Rob Wilson getting his share inside there. Possibly one of the bigger men on the team, or definitely one of the bigger men on the team, rather. And they're bumping a few bodies around. Manages to bring down one rebound. But also, it seems like all the players, whereas in the first quarter, they seem to be sort of lazy around the perimeter, and now getting in there. Everybody, a whole team effort in the paint trying to bring down a rebound. And it paid off. Mike Stafford makes the first. Closing the gap. Still a wide margin, however. 13 points separate the Rocks and the Chiefs. The Rocks on top 25-12. 2:41 left in the first half. Stafford's second, also gold. James Head cross court to Chris Tevin, who crosses midcourt at the perimeter. Sends it right to Mulder. Mulder pump fake inside to Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer setting up. Sends it out to James Head on the right perimeter. Head fires the jump shot, no good. Rebound Stafford. Stafford has it knocked away, regains control. He'll hold up about three-quarter court. He'll send it to Wookie. Wookie to Howell. Howell inside to Stafford. Stafford drives in. James Head knocks the ball out of bounds. Salem the last one to touch it. And Canton will retain possession.
Stafford really doing a great job on the last couple rebounds that came down on the Salem way. He's definitely not the tallest player on the team, but some quickness really brought him down for him.
Definitely. Rob Wilson also now getting in on the action. Goes up for the rebound, fires the shot, no good. Rebound comes down Salem's way. Chris Tevin with the ball, drives it in just like practice, coast to coast. He'll lay that one in for two. And now Carl Wookie brings it down with under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 1:46. Carl Wookie for the Chiefs on the right wing. Holds up, looking for the open man, sends it into Rob Wilson. Rob Wilson posts up, pass goes to Brett Howell. Howell with the shot off the rim. Wilson fighting for the rebound. Head gets it, however, for Salem to Tevin. Tevin passes, is going to Hoffmeyer. Steal by Stafford. Stafford feed down court to Wookie. Wookie drives in along the baseline. Goes up, has the ball knocked away. Stafford with the rebound. Sends it inside to Wilson. Wilson going up strong. Puts it in for two.
Racers
15-27.
basketball. Quick game, but a lot of sloppy mistakes we saw right there.
Definitely. A lot of slapping at the ball. Canton comes out on top, though, with 2 points. We've got a foul going against the Chiefs. Rob Wilson looking fairly disgusted, possibly going against him. 27-15. Rather, Wookie picking up that foul. But 27-15 the score, favor of the Rocks. 1 minute, 4 seconds left to go in the first half. And at the line to shoot. Shooting 1-1, John Hoffmeyer, number 31.
Canton in these last few minutes of this quarter finally getting into the game. Possibly with the help of Rob Wilson, new in.
Casey Kirkpatrick with the missed free throw. Off the rebound, puts it in for two.
A shot he could have slammed if he'd have wanted to.
Foul's going to go against John Hoffmeyer. Tony Koshak going strong to the basket, draws the foul, and that'll be Hoffmeyer's first foul of the evening. Well, I'll just have to bite my tongue. That was Casey Kirkpatrick.
And it's his second foul.
Completely wrong. I don't know why I correct myself. This is radio after all. I could be sitting here lying through my teeth and no one would ever know.
But you wouldn't do that. You got the face of an angel and the soul not to lie.
And the FCC listening ever so closely. Tony Koshad makes the first, misses the second. 29-16 the score. Under a minute now, 49 seconds. Chris Tevin crossing midcourt, holds up the top of the key, waiting to set something up. He'll drive inside with a pick set by Hoffmeyer, puts it up, no good. Rebound, gets his own.
Chris Tevin just doing everything, playing every position on that last possession.
Mr. Utility Player. Chris Tevin puts it in for 2. Tony Koshat with the ball sends it top of the key to Mike Stafford with the three-pointer. 19-31 the score. 12 points separate the two teams. 20 seconds left in the first half. Eric Stemmer at the top of the key will send it right to Tevin. Tevin on the right wing. Feeds it inside to Stemmer. Stemmer's shot no good. We're going to have a foul call against number 41, Casey Kirkpatrick. If I'm correct, that should be his third. And they're heading to the other end of the court. I believe that was going against Kirkpatrick.
Yes. Well, no, we're not applying the fact that he picked up the foul by any means. Just the...
I finally called it right. 9 seconds left in this first half. The score 31-19.
Hal sinks his first.
Hal for the second. Count that one as well. The closest the Chiefs have been in a while. Only down by 10 now with 7 seconds left. Chris Tevin for the Rocks at the top of the key. Drives inside. Draws the foul. That'll give him another chance to pick up 2 now. Just before the end of the second quarter. As we mentioned, both teams in a bonus situation. So with every foul, they'll take a trip to the line.
That foul goes against Poor. What happened was that Tevin was bringing it across the free throw line and got tripped up by Papour. It looked like the foul might not have happened until later, but evidently that's what the call went against.
Well, Tevin misses his first free throw. It'll go out of bounds. Last touch by a Canton player. And James Head will inbound for the Rocks. James Head, number 21, inbounds number 10 for the Rocks. Fires the shot, no good at the buzzer, and that's the end of the first half. Your score, 31-21. Stay tuned to the Edge. We'll have halftime sports reports and possibly an interview or two. Until then, I'm Brian Martin.
And I'm Sarah Kuhanik.
And this is the broadcasting service of the Plymouth Canton Community Schools.
Hello.
Would you like to take part in preserving Northville history? My name is Art Rocco. I'm here to represent the Northville Historical Society and to invite you to take an active role in our community history. We need members who are interested in the preservation and presentation of our Mill Race Village. Our goal is to present the past in a small village-like setting for all to enjoy. If you wish to join our society, please call 348-1845 from 9 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
We are very fortunate here at CEP to have 2 outstanding state-ranked gymnastics teams. At this time, Salem is ranked number 2 in the state. Canton is ranked number 3 in the state. This evening, we'd like to introduce the 1990-91 CEP gymnastics teams. After announcing the Salem team, we will have the announcement of the Canton team, and then we will have the award for the Bob Evans winner for this evening for each of the gymnastics team. Here we have the Plymouth Salem Rock gymnasts. Teresa Macherio, Alicia Safias, Leanne Savola, Dana Risco, Autumn Bunch, Amy Long, Sarah Bacon, Jenny Long, Courtney Gagne, Meredith Gill, Sue Farmer, Becky Boucheri, Sandy Donica, Stephanie Andrulio, Mindy Andrews, and Kim Miller. Laura Anderson. Julie Bach. Melissa Bastine. Selena Bastine. Erica Boston. Heather Belch. Adrian Brenner. Sherry Burns. Pamela Casagalas. Dawn Clifford. Jane Jewell. Jane Jewell. Alicia King. Becky Lukey. Jill Michaelian. Danielle Myrtle. Heather Murphy. Melanie Newsom. Heather Reber. Kim Reynolds. Jennifer Salem. Jenny Tedesco. Kathy Tippett. Jennifer Warnke. Plymouth Canton is coached by John Cunningham and assisted by Becky Martin. Now our special awards for this evening. The Bob Evans Award winners for the Plymouth Salem gymnastics team this evening, Kim Miller. Mr. Ben Peters from the Bob Evans of Canton, located on Fort Road near I-275. Now giving the award to Kim Miller of Salem. For Plymouth Canton, honoring the Canton gymnastics team, Kim Reynolds. Tonight's Bob Evans Award winner. Is each girl receiving a certificate and dinner for two at Bob Evans. Now for your halftime entertainment, the Plymouth Canton
all over again.
The smart money is on budget.
Detroit's nicest rock.
Left wing now. McDonald driving in all by himself to put it up. Baker stops him. A good job by Baker knocking the ball away without drawing that foul.
Jake Baker did that perfectly, just jumped up and got his hands on the ball, did not touch any skin at all, at least it appeared that way from here.
Canton inbounds, one and then two tries by Mike Holmes. Second one, he draws the foul from
James Head.
Big
man James Head slapping that ball up and off the backboard a few times before he finally commits the foul against Kevin Holmes, or at least is caught with his hand in the cookie jar, committing the foul against Kevin Holmes. Holmes now at the line. Your score from the first half, 31-21, and it'll remain that way so far as Kevin Holmes misses his first.
Holding up for the second. And that one falls for him.
Within 9 points is about the closest the Chiefs have been since the first quarter of this game. 31-22 your score, 7:26 left to go in this third quarter as we just get things underway.
James Head trying one from far out on the left baseline. Rebound comes down controlled by Canton. McDonald to Howell. Out into midcourt to Wookie. Wookie working against Tedman. Back to Mike Holmes, drives to the baseline, back out. Wookie drives to the lane, tries it from the free throw line. No good. Rebound comes down controlled by Koshat. Koshat goes up against Lee. No good. Ball back out. At the free throw line, Howell sends it back out to Holmes, and Holmes from the left wing puts that one up and through for two.
Kevin Holmes was a remedy for the Chiefs' ailments there, picking that one up too. That's now within 7 points for the Chiefs. Tony Koshat with that easy hook and all his height, all his weight, he should be able to just put that one in the hole. But unfortunately, he's been missing those, and that's what Koshat has to concentrate on hitting this evening.
Jake Baker couldn't have been any more precise on that shot. Three-pointer and just a swish. Wookie to Holmes. Holmes driving, puts the ball up, and there's two. Way to take it to the hoop.
Kevin Holmes taking the role as the leader right now, emerging so far in this third quarter as the man who's been showing the Chiefs what to do, picking up 6 points so far. Rather, 4 points, correction.
Baker on the right perimeter, holding up the baseline, back out to Tebben, and Tebben will dribble around some, back to Baker at the top of the key. Left wing to Mulder, just misthrown by Baker.
Yeah, Baker just a little bit to the left of Mike Mulder. That pass was hard and fast. There's nothing that Mulder could have done to try and correct that one.
McDonald, holding up at the top of the key, goes left to Holmes. Holmes loses control of it. Back out to McDonald. McDonald to Wookie at the top of the key. Loses control on the pick, wanted to drive, has to bring it back out to McDonald, and McDonald goes to the left along the perimeter, holds up, there's the jumper. No good, and the rebound comes down controlled by Salem Lee. A near steal by McDonald, but instead McDonald knocked it out of bounds. Salem will inbound, Mulder to Tebben. 5:23 left to play in this third quarter, 34-26, Salem lead by 8. Mulder holds up on the right perimeter, down low to Lee. Lee double team pass through to Mulder. Mulder top of the key, shot by Head. Bounces off the back of the rim, rebound down by Koshat. Koshat to McDonald. McDonald bring it down along the left sideline, Holds up, short lob pass inside to Howell. Turns, shoots, no good. Rebound controlled by Canton. Howell looking to put it up again, draws the foul, no basket.
Tony Koshat was under the boards there for a long time, struggling for it with his hands just outreached. I think we can figure out what Tony Koshat's problem is. He just has to jump. Coming in at about 6'9", 6'10". He's a big boy, and all he has to do is start getting off his feet a little bit, and he would definitely dominate the boards when the people that he's facing are like, with McDonald down there and up against Mulder and Tebben. He can be very authoritative in the rebound area.
Howell sinks it from the line. Mulder on the right. Down back to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick holding up along the perimeter. Back out to Mulder. Mulder to the top of the key to Baker. And Baker sends it up. No good. Rebound comes down controlled by Howell. Baker contests it, and Baker is called for grabbing onto Howell's arm. He draws that foul, and that is Baker's, check the quick stats, that's going to be his second foul of the evening.
Well, Baker was wrestling with that one from Howell, trying to get that rebound. Commits the foul. That'll send it Canton's way now. Canton needing to capitalize on these kinds of opportunities. They're down by 7. This is the closest they've been since the first quarter. And if they're going to want to win this ball game, this is when they're going to have to make the shots count.
Let me correct myself. That foul was Baker's third foul. Howell again.
Brett Howell bringing the Chiefs within 5 now. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in this game.
Mulder intending to send it inside, stolen away by Koshak. Koshak to McDonald. McDonald bringing it down along the right, holds up for the wing, back out to Wookie. Wookie puts it up from the line. No good. Rebound controlled by Holmes. Holmes puts it back up from the left inside the wing, and there's another 2 points for the Canton Chiefs.
Well, the Chiefs have come out strong so far here in the third quarter, now only within 3 points of the Rocks. The Rocks have been scoreless in this third quarter, or at least seemingly so compared to the Chiefs. And here's another missed opportunity by the Rocks.
Koshad ripping that one down. McDonald going one-on-one with Mulder, puts up the jumper, and it's dead on. Talk about some momentum for this Canton team. Now within 3:19 left to play in the third quarter, and this is as close as it gets.
This is from the team who was at one point down by upwards of 16 points back in the second and first quarters. Now within 3 minutes and 4 seconds left to go. Rocks with possession. Derek McDonald takes the steal.
McDonald with control, bring it down along the left sideline to Howell. Howell back to McDonald. McDonald sends it inside to Koshak. Koshak back out to McDonald. McDonald drives down to the baseline, puts the shot up off the mark. This time it's an air ball. Baker sends it up front to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick letting it up from the left, sends it to
Casey Kirkpatrick, a beautiful layup there, winds it out from the outside, not as close as you'd like to be for a layup, but sort of finger rolls it in for 2. 2:29 left to go in this third quarter.
Wookie to Howell with the jumper from the free throw line. No good. Rebound taken down by Kirkpatrick, and the foul goes against
somebody on Canton, I think. That's a joke, sir. You're supposed to laugh.
I believe it goes against Tony Koshak.
Oh, your prophetic soul is able to figure that one out. Mike Mulder with the ball on the inbounds for the Rocks.
Lee with control on the left wing out to Mulder, to the top of the key to Hoffmeyer, back to Mulder, and Mulder will hold up, looking for the shot to Kirkpatrick on the baseline, shot up, and the rebound comes down, controlled by Lee. Back out to Mulder to try it again, right to Tebben, inside Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer draws the foul on that one. It looked almost as if he had traveled because he got held up with the ball. Obviously somebody got a little bit too much arm. No way.
They're going to call the charge against Hoffmeyer. Apparently after he did get caught up, no foul was called Hoffmeyer's way, but he gets the charge trying to go up for the shot after he had the foul committed upon him. Under 2 minutes, 1:55 now. Chiefs with the ball, trailing by 3, 36-33.
McDonald goes right for Pecor for the long 2. No good. Rebound by Mulder, set, intended to go underneath to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick just not getting his hands on that ball as it goes flying, careening out of bounds.
That one looked like it was set up for the old alley-oop for Casey Kirkpatrick. He was there at the rim, but unfortunately for the Rocks, the pass was not. Now the Chiefs with a threat to tie things up before the end of the third.
1:32 left to play in the third quarter. 36-33 the score, with Canton's McDonald in control. Sends it inside the paint. Descended winds in the hands of Casey Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick to Tebben, and Tebben will hold things up to call the play. Goes left to Mulder, and Mulder goes for the three-point jumper. It's off the mark, but it's rebounded by Holmes for Canton. Canton gets it to McDonald, and McDonald will control once again, crossing the timeline on the right. Sends it down to Pecor. Pecor on the right wing, back out to McDonald. Inside on the edge of the paint to Wilson, and back out to McDonald. The drive inside. The jumper from the free throw line is no good, and controlled by Tebben for Salem. Just 1 minute left to play in this third quarter now. Ball intended to go to Cliff Lee, bounced off of him actually. And now controlled by Canton. McDonald on the the right, back out to Holmes. Holmes gets it to Before. Before, with that, will hold up as a foul goes against Canton.
Some flying elbows on that play, waiting to see who's going to be called against. Looks like it's going to be number 32, Carl Wookie, committing such a heinous act. 45 seconds left in the third quarter.
And it does go against Carl Wookie. That's going to be his third foul.
Inbounding for the Rocks now, Mike Mulder.
Mulder gets it to Stemmer, and Stemmer working now against Wookie. Passes across the timeline to Mulder, sends it down to the left wing, shot up by Head. Setting it up for Kirkpatrick on the inside. And Kirkpatrick sends it through for two.
Casey Kirkpatrick, or rather, Casey Kirkpatrick, Tony Coat. Who was it that made that shot? I think it was Kevin Holmes. I don't know, just guessing here. It looked like Kevin Holmes was there for the shot. Had the foul committed against him. The shot will be negated, no good. But the Chiefs will have the ball out of bounds.
Inbound pass goes to Carl Wookie, who puts it through for three. And now it's 38-36. 13 seconds left to play in this very eventful third quarter. On the left wing, Hoffmeyer back out to Mulder, and Mulder to James Head. Head putting it up, and there you go. A two-point shot almost at the buzzer by James Head gives Salem a 4-point lead at the end of the third quarter, 40-36.
Well, you're confusing the names because there's been so many steals and turnovers here. Not surprised a bit. That's going to be the end of the third. My name's Brian Martin.
And I'm Sarah Kahanic, and this is the broadcasting service of the Plymouth Canton Community Schools. Hi.
Hello, I'm Diane Rockall, President of the League of Women Voters in your area.
The Rocks, the current score, 40-36 at the end of 3 quarters of play. Inbounding the ball for the Chiefs will be Mike Stafford into Derek McDonald. Derek McDonald on the right wing. Sends it down low to Brett Howell. Brett Howell back out to McDonald. Inside to Wilson. Stolen away by Casey Kirkpatrick. Wind his way down court, lays it up. And in the meantime, continues to hammer Mike Stafford. Stafford, however, is going to get the foul called against him. Definite discontent on the side of the Chiefs on that one. No way that Mike Stafford should have been called with that. Casey Kirkpatrick was stepping on his head, and yet Stafford gets the foul called against him. And that's going to put the Chiefs, well, the Chiefs are in a bonus situation at this point, whereas the Rocks are not. Casey Kirkpatrick at the line, though. 7:47 left to go, 13 seconds off the clock since the fourth quarter started. And Tony Koshat replacing Rob Wilson. Rob Wilson going out now, having a fairly uneventful third quarter in the way of scoring. But a poor choice by Derek McDonald on that last drive to send it inside to Wilson as Kirkpatrick stole the ball. Second shot, no good. Rebound the Chiefs. Wookie now with the ball across midcourt, sends it down low to Brett Howell on the right wing. Howell holds up, sends it out top to Wookie. Wookie left to Stafford. Stafford holding up and will send it left perimeter to McDonald. McDonald back out top to Stafford. Stafford inside to Koshat, bobbles it, sends it back out to McDonald. McDonald holding up, dances his way along the left wing. Now sending it to Carl Wookie. Carl Wookie with the ball on the right perimeter. Top of the key to Howell. Howell to Stafford. Stafford winds inside, dish to Howell. Howell pump fake again, off the window and in for two. That's going to bring the Chiefs within 2 minutes now with 2 points with 7 minutes left to go.
Seems like we've just seen a different Canton team come out in this second half.
And in a struggle for a loose ball, Eric Stubber trying to hold on to it, commits to travel. And he'll take a walk now to inbound for the Chiefs as Stafford. Stafford right to McDonald.
You said that if there was a night that there might be an upset, it would be tonight, and it looks as if that is going to be, well, could be the case tonight.
Definitely a possibility. Only 2 points separate the teams. Derek McDonald puts it off the glass, no good. It looks like we've got a foul possibly against Casey Kirkpatrick, waiting for the official word on this one. There's a 42 rather, Mike Mulder. That's not Mike Mulder, that's 22 Mike Mulder. And it is just noisy in this gymnasium. Definitely capacity crowd here. This place is packed. In the background, you can hear our interviewees, the Ostein's Bongo Boys.
About in the middle of the first JV quarter, we were joking around. Oh, could be a capacity crowd, just about a capacity of the portables. But no, actually, we've had a huge turnout, standing room only, on the Canton side.
We've got a reshoot now for the Chiefs. I believe there's a lane violation committed. Derek McDonald with a chance to redeem himself. Casey Kirkpatrick trying to explain his situation to the ref. Ref not accepting any excuses, however, and will let Derek McDonald shoot again. 6:34 in this fourth quarter. McDonald shot no good. Rebound. Casey Kirkpatrick falls to the ground with it. He'll get it to Eric Stemmer. Wookie with full court pressure now on Stemmer. Stemmer at the top of the key, sends it out about midcourt to Tebben. Tebben will drive inside to the left. Inside to Casey Kirkpatrick on the left wing. Cross court, right to Stemmer. Stemmer for 2 points. Air ball. Rebound's going to come down Carl Wookie. Carl Wookie will send it left to Mike Stafford down court. Stafford goes up for the shot. Jake Baker stuffing him. Chris Tebben trying to save the ball. Fires it all the way down court. No good though, and it's going to go take a step out of bounds before he can get it in. And Canton will retain possession.
That's a way for Stafford to really try to make a play. He was there, he was open, he got the ball, and you could tell that he had planned out his path. There's not much you can do with a player Stafford's size, you know, about him getting stuffed by someone the size of Jake Baker, but it really was a great play that he set up.
Carl Wookie with the ball sends it down low to Derek McDonald on the right wing, inside to Brett Howell, back right to McDonald. McDonald holding up will bring it out top of the key to Stafford. Stafford looking for the man, sends it in to Tony Koshat. Koshat freezes up, back out top to McDonald. McDonald drives inside the paint, fires a shot, 2-pointers. That's going to tie things up. And not since it was 0-0 at the very beginning of the game have these teams shared a score. Well, rather, it was 4-4 at one point, but sounds more dramatic. Casey Kirkpatrick off the window for 2. 5:16 left to go in this ball game. Carl Wookie with the ball for the Chiefs, crosses midcourt. Now is the time when you watch Carl Wookie. Quite often, this is the time in the ball game when things are getting hot, drawing to the end of the game when Carl Wookie will emerge as your leader. One of the reasons he's been a varsity player for 2 years now. Mike Stafford drives inside the paint, fires the 2 off the back of the rim, and it drops for him. Ties things back up at 42 apiece. Eric Stemmer now with the ball for the Rocks.
Seems like he almost shot that one with both fingers crossed, you know?
Definitely. We've got a foul now. Looks like Stafford may have committed that one. Waiting for the official word, but 4:40 regardless left in this game. 42 up. And 54. Tony Koshat is the one who committed the foul. That's his 4th. Jake Baker to inbound for the Rocks on the right side. He'll inbound it to Hoffmeyer, fresh in the game. Sends it inside to Mulder. Mulder right perimeter to Baker. Baker no good for 3. Rebound come down the way of Carl Wookie. Struggling to keep that one in bounds. Gets it to Kevin Holmes rather. Who'll send it back to Wookie. Wookie now right to Brett Howell on the right perimeter. Howell tries to drive inside, has the ball stripped away by Jake Baker. Jake Baker one-on-one with Kevin Holmes. Holmes will commit the foul while they're tangled up in air.
Talk about the play by Jake Baker. Just stripping him clear of the ball. I mean, it was just a clean sweep. Looked like the ball handler didn't exactly know it hit him until after Baker was down on the other end of the court, and Baker just winding it in.
Exactly. Jake Baker's had a wonderful evening as far as being able to strip and stuff the ball so far this evening.
One of the reasons he's been signed early.
Definitely. Definitely. 4:14 now in the game. Things all tied up here. 42-42, both teams in the bonus situation. Jake Baker makes the first. He'll take the second. Baker now for the second. Count it. And the inbound for the Chiefs will be number 44, Kevin Holmes. Inside to Derek McDonald, brings it down the right wing. McDonald holds up at about the perimeter, sends it down low to Howell. Howell back out to McDonald. McDonald sends it out top to Wookie. Wookie inside to Howell, back to Wookie. Trying to set a play up here. He'll drive his way inside. Has the ball knocked away though. Mike Mulder with the ball on the left wing for the Rocks. Fumbles with it, falls down. Chris Tebben recovers inside to John Hoffmeyer. John Hoffmeyer posting up, pivots and puts that one away for two. 46-42 the score.
Salem just really got caught in a bad situation there. They were in trouble with 3 men on one side, all bunched together. Not much room for a pass there. Just out of the blue, Hoffmeyer streaks into the middle, gets control of it, and a shot that just rolled and made your heart just sort of cringe a little before it went through.
One of Hoffmeyer's favorite shots to make, the post up. He'll post up and take the shot. Count it for two. Also, Derek McDonald now. He'll come in with a jumper, picking up another 2 points, bringing the Chiefs within two, 46-44. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the game. This is a definite barn burner. Casey Kirkpatrick with the ball. Out top to Mike Mulder. Mulder right back to Kirkpatrick. Sends it out top of the key to Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer looking around for the open man. Decides to take it himself. Off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound, Tony Koshat for the Chiefs. A chance to tie things up now with 2:44 left to go in the fourth. Carl Wookie sends it down low right to Howell, who sent it inside to Koshat. Koshat bobbles the ball, takes a walk, and is going to turn it right back over to the Rocks. Now a possibility for a player change you might want to be watching. Sorry.
You finish. Go ahead.
Thank you. Possibly Rob Wilson coming in at this point, as Tony Koshat's had a little bit of a rough time now. Van Wagner likes to substitute the two, one for another, Wilson and Koshat. Now back to you.
When you see Koshat bobble the ball like that, you can't just single out Koshat as the only player who's done it all night. He's been pretty sloppy. And with only 2:38 left to play in this game, this is when both teams have to rein it in and really get control over their ball handling and also get control on the rebounding. It's pretty evenly divided. Koshat is bringing him down a lot for Canton. Stafford getting in there with his quickness, and Wookie even bringing down a few. On the Salem side, you've got Baker and Kirkpatrick, who should be bringing him down pretty consistently. What both teams have to do is just clean things up, don't make it sloppy, and be careful about the shots that they're going to try to take.
I think that we can look for some real cool heads on Salem and Canton side. For Canton, Derek McDonald always seems to have his emotions in check. He's an emotional player in the right that when he makes the shots that he needs, likes to celebrate a whole lot, but can keep his emotions in check when he needs to keep his head in the game. For the Rocks, you can look for John Hoffmeyer, cool hand John Hoffmeyer, always good for a good 2 points when you need him the most. Casey Kirkpatrick now for the Rocks with the ball on the right wing, sends it out top to Tebben. Tebben winds his way inside, sends it back right to Baker at the perimeter, inside to Casey Kirkpatrick, who fires it in for two. A fairly lobbed shot there.
And quick passing really turns out for the Rocks.
Derek McDonald with the ball. We'll send it right to Mike Stafford. Mike Stafford puts it in for
a three-pointer.
48-47 the score. Rocks with the ball. Mike Mulder right to Casey Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick facing the double team of Holmes and Stafford. Stafford now on Jake Baker. What a mismatch. That leaves Mike Mulder wide open for the three-pointer. Tit for tat is exactly what Mike Mulder had in mind. 4 points now separating the teams, 51-47, a minute 40 left to go in the game. Derek McDonald on the left wing, drives out to the top of the key. Holds up, sends it back out to Wookie. Wookie back to McDonald. McDonald on the right perimeter. Looking for the open man. We'll send it to Kevin Holmes. Kevin Holmes from the free throw line, sends it back out on the left to Carl Wookie. Carl Wookie back on top of the key to Stafford. Stafford at the free throw line to McDonald. McDonald for two, no good. Rebound comes down the way of Jake Baker for the Rocks. Jake Baker will pass it off to Chris Tebben. Chris Tebben getting blatantly fouled. And it looks like Carl Wookie committed that one. And Wookie committing the foul. And that's Wookie's fourth. So with Wookie with 4 and Koshat with 4, we've got a few players are now starting to get into a bit of a dangerous area as far as fouling goes. With a minute 6, you can expect to see a whole lot of fouling going on because the score is so close at this point, 51-47. You can be expecting to watch the fouls, players taking the chance. And Wookie and Koshat are not some of the men that you want to have fouling out at this point in the game.
Indeed, you will be seeing both teams trying to stop the clock and go for the unsure 1 and 2 instead of that definite 2 points. You can see him taking in on the layups, Brian, on the layups.
We've got Porky Pig here, color commentary.
That's all, folks. Hey.
Well, the crowd is on its feet here, or at least portions of it are. And Ostein's Bongo Boys have a tough time saying that. Ostein's Bongo Boys getting the crowd severely pumped. At the line, Chris Tebben for Salem. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
Shooting 1 and 1.
47-51 the score. Both teams in the bonus.
Salem is in the situation they really want to be in. They're already up by 4, which means that not even a 3-pointer would tie it. That shot would have helped, but a lane violation will mean a reshoot on that one. Lane violation going against Canton, and now Chris Tebben gets a second try at putting Salem up by 5, and that would really help, which means it would mean they'd have to hit 2 threes in a row to win, 2 in a row, a 3, and then a 2 to tie it. And that's something that really puts a lot of pressure on Canton the last 1 minute and 6, considering how Salem can already control the ball.
Tebben's shot goes no good, though. Scramble for the ball. Casey Kirkpatrick for the Rocks comes out with it. Mike Mulder holding up at about mid-court. Dribbles it around, sends it out back top to Baker. Wildly being fouled by Jake Baker, or rather by Carl Wookie and Kevin Holmes. Obviously intentional fouls as they double team and trying to get that clock stopped. Carl Wookie, that's his 5th. And that's going to put him in trouble.
That's his 5th, and that's going to mean that he's going to have to take a seat on the old bench.
Appears that most players aren't aware of what's going, or rather, Canton's coach isn't aware of what's going on. He's got to figure out who's going to substitute in now. And that'll be the job of John Papore. Fill the shoes of Carl Wookie. Carl Wookie is a valuable asset here. And emerging as a team leader. We haven't seen him done it in the 4th quarter, though, as he fouls out. And that will take away the chance for him to do so. Also coming out is Kevin Holmes being replaced by Brett Howell. 52 seconds left. And Sarah, what do you think Canton's going to have to do here?
I think Canton's just going to have to take that ball and run. Right now, I'd advise that they stop fouling Salem. They send people like Jake Baker to the line. They know that Salem's going to get 2. It's just about as assured as letting Jake Baker go in for a layup. They've also got to make sure that they're going to have to tear this ball down from the hoop. There's just no 2 ways about it. 52 seconds, that's time for 2 or 3 plays.
Tony Koshat takes the advice of our own Sarah Kuhanik, pulling that one down authoritatively. With the ball, Mike Stafford for 3.
And there you go.
That was what they needed. Mike Stafford now coming in with a 3-pointer within 2. 39 seconds left to go. Chris Tebben with the ball sends it inside to Jake Baker. Jake Baker getting slapped by Mike Stafford. And this just could very well negate Stafford's 3-pointer to a degree with Jake Baker's sure hand at the line.
And foul on number 50,
Mike Stafford picking up his 3rd foul. Still two fouls leeway if he does need to stop the clock with a foul. Jake Baker once again at the line. Looks like this is just going to help my percentage a whole lot this evening.
Whatever happens now, it's just going to be the quick 3-point attempt by Canton.
Count the first one, 53-50 now.
Now's the time that Canton's just got to pray that Jake Baker doesn't make this one.
Definitely, that's exactly what they have to do, is get down and pray. Also, Mike Stafford now running in a few messages and words from the coach. Baker does make the second one, and here's what Canton needs to do. Get the 3, steal it, try and get at least the 2.
Or get the 3 with the foul, which is not that likely.
Chris Tebben drawing the charging foul against Derek McDonald, and that could very well be the turning point in this ball game.
Well, McDonald had done it a couple times earlier tonight, decided to try it again along the right baseline. No such luck.
Timeout called by Salem.
Salem calling the timeout now after the inbound to Cliff Lee from Chris Tevin on the right. What do you think Coach Brody's going to be telling his Rocks at this point?
Just keep your heads and your wits about you because you can win this game. Salem has got the composure and the experience to pull this through. They've shown that in multitudinous other games so far this season. And if they can just keep the steady pressure on Canton, go on the full court, and just make them lose control. Players like Koshat, a lot of the Canton players have been losing control of the ball so far tonight, and they can do it again, especially in a pressure situation like this.
Definitely, that's the one trademark I think that separates Canton from Salem, is that Canton seems to lose it just a little bit more than Salem does. Salem, it seems that are sort of in their element when the pressure is on like this, when the game is close, when things are getting hot and too close for comfort. Salem's able to, well, the colors reflect it, stay cool as the blue color would reflect, whereas Canton tends to get a little hot on the collar and not be able to keep things under control as their red colors would indicate. Guess I should be the color coordinator, eh?
Oh, no.
Mike Mulder with the ball faces the double team. Yet again, another foul. I've got to tell you, this is rather frustrating to watch this ball game go on as it does. Mike Mulder now going to the line, and Canton just throwing away its any chance of coming away with the win by repeatedly slapping, poking, and prodding the Salem Rocks.
It's not just that they're prodding and poking at the Salem Rocks, it's that they're poking and prodding at the Salem players with the best free throw shooting percentages that really hurts.
It seems in trying to stop the clock or slow the players down, they're opening a Pandora's box. Mike Muller way off on that one. Rebound comes down Stafford. Down by 4 with 20 seconds left. John Papore for 3. Count.
Yes!
This could be one of the great endings in the CEP rivalry history.
Ken just refusing to quit. The timeout, and both teams going into what was going to be a very heated conference. That's 12 seconds, folks, left on this clock. 54, 53. What a fourth quarter we've seen tonight. Whenever you think Canton is just going to like throw in the towel, you see Stafford put it up for 3, and then you see Papore put it up for 3.
I can't help it. I've got to stand up and watch this ball game. I'm afraid I'm going to fall out of my chair.
Why don't I join you? I think I will because, you know, it's so hard to talk to you me in a different height.
That's true. John Papore with the beautiful three-pointer there. Posted up at the baseline, put it up there. All net. No rim on that one at all. No backboard. Ices that shot. Saying we can make those three-pointers too, and brings his team within 1.
And that is a very impressive confidence on the part of John Papore.
Definitely, because with the waning seconds of the game going out now, you don't want to be taking unnecessary shots or shots that you're not necessarily going to think you're not going to be wanting to waste your shots. John Papore definitely not making a waste of that one. Picks up the 3. Jake Baker inbounds. Mike Mulder winding it out. 10 seconds now remaining. Jake Baker with the ball inside to Casey Kirkpatrick. Slam! Up on the rim.
Held on to that one for 2 or 3 seconds, and talk about the end of a game.
And it looks
Hold on.
possibly a technical foul. The referee considering things as Casey Kirkpatrick absolutely hung like monkey
They don't
bars
allow
on
it
the
in
rim.
college. They do not allow that in high school.
Mike Stafford was motioning to the ref. And indeed, the Chiefs do get the technical foul. Casey Kirkpatrick just a bit too jubilant. Hung on,
But what a slam it was, in great form. He just put that one through and did a couple chin-ups.
You knew somebody was going to slam this evening. No other game is as emotional as this one. And now Mike Stafford to shoot for the technical foul, down by 3. Stafford's first, no good, much to the appreciation of the Salem fans. Stafford's second, no good. Very disappointing for the Chiefs.
I think Kirkpatrick's going to get just a little bit chewed out after this game for that.
We've got another timeout. Salem calling that timeout. 3 seconds left in this ball game, down by 3.
And Canton taking possession.
quite possibly looking at some overtime here.
Quite possibly, if we see Pecor and Stafford hitting the three-point shots that they have so far this evening. Also possible three-point shooters for the Canton team. Well, actually, those are the only two that have hit three-point shots tonight. Mike Stafford has had 3 of them. And John Pecor has had 2.
Going on history, though, Derek McDonald has been known to pull a three-pointer or 2. And Carl Wookie, though he's out of the game right now on 5 personal fouls, has also been known to pull that one from his bag of tricks. So really be looking for several players to be able to make the 3. Primarily, though, concentrate on Pecor and Stafford.
Of course, there are time constraints, but another thing that Canton might try to do is get the quick inbounds pass and go and draw the foul as they go up for a 2-point shot. It's a much higher percentage shot, and I think Salem would be much more likely to foul them.
Of course, with 3 seconds left, you're never sure. Mike Stafford for 3. No! Outnets the ball
Mike
game.
Stafford sends it in and out of the basket.
Mike Stafford in tears over that one. He knew he had the possibility to send it to overtime, and Mike Stafford crying with the disappointment of missing that shot.
Mike Thank you.